What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Now, I have a quick update in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. We had a document waiting for Ripple to reply to the SEC's claim that they have attorney-client privilege over the Hinman speech and notes and drafts. It's kind of crazy the SEC is trying to claim this now because, first they said, it was Hinman's personal opinion. Then they came down and said, actually, it's only the opinion of corporate finance within the SEC, but it's actually not the SEC's, opinion, which made no sense at all, right? But then once they got denied so many times by both judges, by the way, then they said, we need to delay this a little more. We really don't want to give these documents up because they're so important. Obviously, there's something detrimental in these notes. So then they come down and say, actually, we want to appeal this, and now we want to claim attorney-client privilege over these documents. Basically, it's trying to say that, Hinman and all these people that worked in the SEC, attorneys, it all worked basically for Bill Hinman as his attorney, which makes zero sense. Obviously, I think anybody with a legal background and basically any common sense knew that this argument was not going to stand. So Ripple came with their argument yesterday. And I have Jeremy Hogan, the attorney within the XRP community, who breaks it down in layman's terms so we can actually understand what happened in this filing. But before I get into it, if you guys could please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, it would be very much appreciated. But let's get right into it. So I have James Filan always giving us the updates in this case. Ripple defendants file response to SEC attorney-client privilege claims regarding Hinman's speech and notes. So let's see what Jeremy Hogan said about this. Let me get up there. Okay, so Jeremy Hogan said Solomon continues to amaze. He takes the finding that the speech was Hinman's personal opinion and shoves it down their throats pretty hard. The SEC really messed that up. How can Hinman receive legal advice from SEC lawyers for a personal opinion? Exactly, right? They're going to claim it's his personal opinion. You can't get legal advice from lawyers, right? On an opinion. And then he continues on and says, Solomon also plays a veteran move in responding to the SEC and argues that only Hinman has the standing to even raise the privilege and not the SEC. It's good legal work to take an issue down to the basic premise. Is this even the proper party to object? Hence, King Solomon. I mean, this guy always loves to praise, Jeremy loves to praise Attorney Solomon. I mean, they really have a Class A lawyer and Attorney Solomon here because time after time in this case, he's made the SEC look, look like a bunch of fools. They really, I mean, it's not like they don't make themselves look like idiots already, but, Attorney Solomon really, puts it down pretty hard when they do something stupid, which is basically, every other month here. The fact that we're over a year and a half into this lawsuit, it's just kind of crazy, and it looks like we're going to probably be in it. It just doesn't seem like the SEC is going to back down. I don't think they want to settle. I think they're kind of waiting for Congress or something to come in and save them, right? They've looked so terrible in this case, and they're backed so far into a corner. They think they just can't take the loss. But the word, and honest to God, I think that Gary Gensler knows at some point in time that the CFTC, Congress is going to step in. Someone's going to step in and take the power away from the SEC. So basically, they're going to drag this case along as far as they can. In the meantime, obviously, they're going to go after exchanges. They're going to do whatever they can. They, you knew in a past video I said that they doubled down their efforts to go after other platforms and stuff in crypto. It's so bad for the U.S. It just looks bad every day. And then we get this, what I call an inside attack on the UST Terra coin, Terra Luna. And it just, all this doesn't add up to me, right? DeFi is one of the most disruptive technologies in this space. And obviously, with stable coins and DeFi, that's not something that the SEC liked because obviously they're run by the big banks. That's not something the big banks like because it takes business away from them. So it just, all this together, them attacking Ripple, them attacking DeFi. They already went after Celsius. They went after the other, I forget the other DeFi platform they went after. Now they're going after exchanges, saying that everything looks like a security, but then they won't name, which coin is a security that they're selling. They love to keep everything so vague so they can go after anybody they choose, right? That's the way the SEC works. This whole regulation by enforcement strategy is, I always say this is the most un-American thing that I've ever seen. And the fact that the SEC is allowed to do this, is continued to allow to do this, and the Congress keeps saying that they're going to step in. You hear Warren Davidson and Tom Emmer all talk this big talk, but I know they don't have a lot of power because they're in the party that doesn't have the House or Senate right now. But hopefully when these midterms come down, I mean, I'm not Republican or Democrat, but I would like the Republicans to win just so they can bring Gary Gensler in front of Congress, just to ream him out and get him out of there. I think John Deaton has stated this many times. I think if the Republicans do take the Congress, House and Senate, they will basically force Gary Gensler to resign, because there'll be so much pressure on him for all that they've done, with all that the SEC, with Gary Gensler has done since he's been head of the SEC. And, I hope we see the day, because I would love to see Gary Gensler in front of a all Republican Congress, sweating under all the questioning that they're going to get. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's still 6-7 months until, maybe 8 months until midterm elections. So I guess we'll see what happens. A lot can happen from now till then. But man, I can't stand Gary Gensler. I know all you guys out there that are watching this video right now, and everybody in crypto cannot stand that man, and would love to see him exit and resign. So the next thing I want to talk about, along these same lines, Digital Asset Investor tweeted this out. Great video. So look who came out of the closet, basically. I haven't seen this guy in a couple months, maybe a year. Bill Hinman came out for a little fireside chat here, a little interview on Zoom. And so Digital Asset Investor says, let me see if I have this straight. It's very clear to Gary Gensler. It's not clear to Bill Hinman, who engineered this entire regulatory mess, but it was supposed to be clear to Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse at Ripple in 2013 and on. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Now listen to this clip that Digital Asset Investor put together. Listen to Bill Hinman and then listen to Gary Gensler, and tell me that how we're supposed to know, and how we're, Ripple especially, supposed to know what a security was, what wasn't a security. It just makes no sense at all that these two are so,
these tests are so broad
backwards,
and they're so qualitative that there will always be some uncertainty unless the regulators either give some real clear guidance, which we don't see happening for some time.
Usually there's a handful of people at the center of these XYZ project or ABC project. I'm not going to use names. There's usually a handful of entrepreneurs and technologists.
In the meantime, if we're just dealing with today's law and the guidance that we have there, I'm not optimistic that it's going to be really clear that this will work and that won't work. People are going to need to weigh in with more.
That in effect, the investor is hoping those people do well. So that means anticipation of profits on the efforts of others. I think it's kind of just like reasonably clear. I would say very clear.
Reasonable, clear, or very clear. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, the fact that he says that if you have any reason to make profit from a third party, that's one prong of the Howey test. There's 4 prongs of the Howey test. He loves just mentioning that one prong every time, like that makes something a security. That is, oh my God, it gets me so worked up sometimes, because this is the guy that is running the SEC. This is the guy that's supposed to be representing investors in the U.S. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And this is the same guy that's trying to make the accredited investor rules even abhorrent than they already are. Right now, I think it's $1 million. I believe it's $1 million in the bank, or $250,000 a year. He's trying to make that $10 million. So he's trying to make the everyday investor even more that we can't invest in startups, other, markets, pre-markets, post-markets. It's just those markets that you can really make money, right? They're taking those opportunities away from the everyday people. And that's exactly what the SEC has always done. Like I've always said, they work on behalf of the big banks. They work on behalf of the hedge funds. It's just so blatant corruption that they do it because they know they can get away with it, right? That's the thing about it. If no one's going to stop them, then why would they stop, right? That's the bottom line. If no one's going to call them out, right? If the ethics office isn't going to, make an investigation over Bill Hinman, what he did, then what can we do? The only thing we can do is listen to John Deaton, write your congressman, connect to Congress. I say this as much as I can. I go and connect to Congress. I write my congressman once a week. If we all just are loud enough, and basically it's like, think you're a gnat, just bugging them and keep bugging them, and at some point in time they will have to have an investigation, and I believe they really will. I really do believe this, guys. They will have an investigation into this guy right here. See this guy right there, Bill Hinman. He probably won't see any jail time, but the SEC will definitely, they will go after this guy right here, especially him and Jay Clayton. I'm telling you right now. They definitely there were criminal acts done by the SEC. The fact that they were insider trading, the fact that he got paid $15 million by a law firm that was highly invested in Ethereum, and then he gave Ethereum a free pass. There will be an investigation, and they will call him out for what he did. I just believe, it might be a fool's errand, but I still believe that will happen. And I believe that there's enough evidence now from, John Deaton, digital asset investor, digital perspectives, Mickle Markets. The Twitter sleuths out there have dug up the dirt, and the evidence is there, and it's undeniable. It really is. We talk about it all day, right? Can you tell? So John Deaton tweeted this out yesterday. A year ago, I tweeted out Hinman collected $15 million, and it didn't seem like retirement benefits. Many XRP holders agreed. Then we learned, through the efforts of Empower Oversight, that the SEC's ethics office agreed with us. It wasn't a pension. It was ongoing profit-sharing partner. So that's the craziest thing about this. This $15 million was supposedly, right? Supposedly, he retired from Simpson and Thatcher, and that was just retirement benefits, right? But we all knew, $15 million is a lot of money, right, for retirement benefits in quotations. And then the fact that he went and continued to work for them after he left the SEC, obviously, what did he retire and then went to the SEC and then unretired and went back to that same law firm that you just happened to make a bunch of money for by giving Ethereum the free pass? I mean, is that a quid pro quo like I've never seen before? If you're getting paid $15 million to do something, he did it, right? Hey, I'm going to give you $15 million while you're at the SEC. Go give Ethereum a free pass so we can make billions of dollars. And hey, you got a job when you get back. That's exactly what happened. I know it's like, oh yeah, your conspiracy theory. It's like a conspiracy theorist. It's like, no, that's plain and simple. That's what happened. What are we supposed to be idiots here? It just makes that's what they expect us. So they're not going to say anything. Ethics office, yeah, they told me not to do it, but what are they going to do? Just like I was saying, they know they can get away with it, so they will continue to do this. They've been doing this for decades, guys, at the SEC. But they just, this is the way the whole government works. This is the way this whole country works within this government. It's all corrupt. It's literally, there's no rules. They make the rules. Gets me worked up. Now, poor library, man. Poor library. They went in, tried to do everything the right way. Listen to what they said. This is they tweeted this out, and I just feel bad for this company because it's a small company trying to do the right thing, trying to do everything the right way, and they still get sued by the SEC and basically put out of business. Suppose the Hinman speech actually was a personal opinion. Dubious. it would mean in a decade of blockchains existing, in a decade of blockchains existing, the SEC has given literally zero positive legal guidance. When we voluntarily and foolishly gave a presentation to the SEC on the library, we went over the Hinman speech line by line. Odd that the SEC never mentioned that the Hinman speech wasn't completely irrelevant then. So it's like they went in, told the SEC exactly what they were trying to do, and then went line by line what Bill Hinman said in his speech. This is what we're trying to be decentralized, and you said that you can be a security, maybe a security at first, and then morph into a non-security by becoming more decentralized, and then not being a centralized authority over the blockchain. And it's exactly what they told the SEC. We're trying to do this in the way that Bill Hinman totally told us, the way you guys supposedly look at what is security and what's not a security. And the funny thing is, when Library was talking to the SEC, they made it sound like the Hinman speech, it was the way they look at things, right? It wasn't his own personal opinion then. But all of a sudden, when they come after Ripple, and it's Ripple's defense over these Hinman emails, now all of a sudden it's Hinman's personal opinion. Even the SEC admits they cannot take Library. Even the SEC admits they cannot take Library Network down. What they can do, and are doing, is make it incredibly difficult to exchange the token on centralized exchanges, which is what 99% of people use. So it's like, I keep saying that the SEC is the mob, because this mob mentality of them just basically, putting a small business, if you don't play ball, if you don't make this settlement with us and give us all this money, it might put you out of business, but pay up or shut up, right? Pay up or we'll put you out of business. And they know that obviously, what are they going to do? All their business on decentralized exchanges? Obviously not. You can't do that. Maybe sometime in the future, but for now, centralized exchanges are the biggest, that's where most people get their crypto. So if that's why XRP, honestly, that's why it's so crazy. XRP was delisted by basically every major exchange in the US and some other exchanges in Canada and around the world. And it's still number 4. If you take out the stable coins, number 4 in market cap. That just shows you how strong XRP is. That's why I have so much faith in XRP. With everything going on, the most hated coin out there, XRP, lawsuit from the SEC for over a year and a half now, and it's still the number 4 coin. The strength behind that coin, I must say, can anybody argue with that? No. Look what just happened to Luna, top 10 coin. Went from, I think, number 6. Now it's what? Nothing? Poor Luna. Definitely I don't want to get into that. That's a whole nother video to talk about what happened over there, but I will make that video. Back to digital asset investor. So let me get this straight. CZ Binance, XRP is too risky to list, but Luna is safe. Where's Gary Gensler? Where's Hester Peirce? Where's whoever that guy is? Where's the FBI? Where's the Congress? Warren Davidson, Elizabeth Warren, Tom Emmer, Patrick McHenry. Where is the U.S. I grew up in? This was something that I couldn't believe. CZ Binance tweeted out a whole thread on why he just didn't like everything that happened with Luna and UST, and then he relists it 2 days later. I don't understand that. Obviously, it's a Ponzi scheme now. If it wasn't before, it's definitely now. What was the circulating supply the total supply of Terra Luna was like 1.7 trillion the last time I looked. You really gonna let people trade this? And you're gonna delist XRP? Oh my god, this makes no sense. And the fact that most of these exchanges have, obviously, if you're gonna call XRP security, you're telling me that the 200 plus coins on Binance are all not securities? This is what makes no sense. I get it, you're going to delist XRP because there's this lawsuit against the SEC, but you think by now, with everything going on with the SEC, knowing that they're going to lose this lawsuit, it literally is 99.9% sure that this is going to go Ripple's way. Not one exchange has relisted XRP yet. It's unbelievable. and I'll go back to it, the fact that it's still number 4, right? Still top 5 coin with all this nonsense. I mean, does that mean anything to anybody? So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is, so I don't know about this guy. So this is the CEO of Terra Luna, right? Was it him behind this? Was he just being an arrogant idiot and he didn't know that this could be done? I mean, there was, in my last video I talked about that there was, someone warned him that there could be an attack on the UST coin and it could go the way it went. But he was so arrogant that maybe he just didn't think it was going to happen. Or did he have something, was it an inside job and did he have something to do with this? Maybe not, right? I could be totally wrong. It could just be BlackRock or Citadel. That makes more sense. But I just want to show you this quick. This was 8 days before Luna went bye-bye. And just listen to this. Does this sound like someone that you want to put your hard-earned money into, that you trust?
I wonder how many of these companies you think are entering the space just because it's hot and there's a lot of funding versus the ones that will still be here, like 2 to 5 years later.
95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. But yeah, there's also entertainment for watching companies die too.
There's entertainment. Oh man, that's so evil. At least you get to learn from it, right?
There's entertainment from watching companies die? I mean, that's a smug comment from the guy that everybody just watched his company die. I mean, is that karma or what? Now, like I said, this could be, sometimes you have to have confidence to be a good businessman, but it's not only about being a smart businessman in this market. You have to be way more than that, right? You have to have empathy. You gotta do things the right way. Did he do everything the right way? Probably not. From the way he just said in that comment there, in that interview, 8 days before his company basically went bye-bye, is this kind of irony there? Maybe so. But I still believe that BlackRock is to blame, right? They knew what they were doing. The great thing about blockchain is that the manipulation on the blockchain, right? If there's some shady business that was done, it's transparent. They know exactly what happened, right? In the stock market, they can't, obviously the stock market's been manipulated for years, right? But it's not the blockchain. You can't see where the transactions were done. They can do those hedge funds can do shady shit in the stock market, and no one really can find out who did it or what was done. The thing about this the crypto market that these hedge funds are gonna learn sooner or later is that they can't get away with the same shit they did with the stock market. They can't manipulate it the same way. Yes, the crypto market is manipulated 100%, but they can't do the same shit they do in the stock market. And with this move that they pulled against UST coin, I'm telling you, someone is going to get held accountable because those transactions are transparent. Whatever was done on Celsius or Curve Finance or on Gemini, someone's going to get held accountable. And I hope we find out, and I just know it's BlackRock. Come on now. We know it's BlackRock. But I will end the video there, guys. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Remember, this is not financial advice. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you on the next one.